ngeke sisothusa ukuthi yes ngizamtshela if uzoxosha abantu ekincane ba if uzoxosha abantu bethu la uziboshe nawe no ukwenza ngiyahamba mina ayakuza ngiyahamba bantu wena sesingobuya for wena You won't fucking make business in our own people.
I understand. You should let us find the right way.
Which is the right way? The bullshit that is Zimbabwean come in our country. And also like a Zimbabwean. That's on you, Zimbabwean, like South Africa. We don't want a Zimbabwean here. He's firing our own people, a South African. Why does Gabonese employ a Zimbabwean as a manager? A Zimbabwean. Why don't we let country now?
Yeah, no,
Amanda, let me tell you something that you don't know. What I'm telling you is not constitutional.
Yes.
It's not constitutional.
Yes, understand.
Because I'm telling you, if all these franchises are going to come here and employ foreigners in our own country.
Yes.
Amanda, this is why I a shopping center. You can go and tell the center management, we will not have Zimbabweans or any foreign. No, take my details. Take my details. You guys are going to call me. If you don't call me, you go and buy a shopping center.
Yes, I understand.
You won't have a foreigner here.
I understand.
Reality that you are going to be called xenophobic, you are going to be called vigilante group, looters, construction mafias, forums. Those names are you comfortable with? When you enter this, you do realize you're going to be called that.
In Zimbabwe, Mugabe will tell you straight, we have our own problems. South Africa must solve their own
When you enter the gates, it's foreigners. You can see even these Chinese.
Yeah.
They don't even have papers.
Yes.
You could tell, no, this one they don't have papers. You know? And we're gonna come for them. You know why?
You can still do what you are doing and still love African people.
Correct.
Because people confuse the two.
Correct.
I am often accused by yourselves to say, I stand for foreigners. Of course, I stand for them. Like the same way I stand for them. So I want to understand.
My name is I come from Kasi People First.
My name is Gayton Mackenzie. I come from Kasi People First.
Thank you very much. First off, let's start with this. What's the idea behind it, and who's paying for this?
Okay. Kasi People First, it's for South Africans from the township, suburban area. The main focus is about South Africans' benefits of the economy. Now, how Kasi People First was formed? It was formed with this brother that I'm with. We formed this because of the pain that we see out there. Corporate, industrial. We have a background of, we're part of business forums also, In business forum, we formed them when we see that foreigners are infiltrating our space.
Do you want to shift a bit forward? As you get agitated, the energy reverberates at the back.
Yeah.
Sure.
So now, we're like, no man, we can't just sit and do nothing, because the youth of 1976, it fought for the freedom of this country. It fought for the balance of our people, in the townships, in the rural areas. The black skin has suffered for decades and decades. Now we saw, like, no man, let's organize ourselves It's a registered NPC, non-profitable company. The main idea or vision or purpose for this Kasi People First is to resolve issues that we have for our people that are suffering. That's how Kasi People First was formed.
Are you comfortable to are you guys comfortable with the inescapable reality that you are going to be called xenophobic? You are going to be called vigilante group. You are going to be called what is this? Looters, construction mafias, forums. Those names, are you comfortable with? When you enter this, you do realize you're going to be called that.
I want to tell you something.
Sure.
And it has to be categorically clear.
Sure.
As to say, even this very democracy that we enjoy, most of the people who are enjoying the best have never partaken in freeing the South Africans. They were never liberators, but they enjoyed more.
What does that mean? You mean there are people who just when the pots are supposed to be eaten, that's before we dish up, they just came to the fore and found us on the table while we are eating.
I don't like to make reference from primitive means.
Sure.
But I like to be constant and be on current affairs.
Sure.
But since from Kodesa, most of the people who were at Kodesa, there are people who never liberated this country.
Oh.
But they are
eating
the beneficiaries of the economy of this country.
That's them deep.
And the mainstream society of South Africa, they live beyond poverty, and they are now depicted as the kings and queens of sorrow.
Okay.
You know, being called names, it actually helps us to continue with our purpose. You know, names we are going to be called, because when you do something right, the enemy will always find a way to attack you, so that he distracts you from your purpose. Because if we are doing something that is not legal, we should have been arrested. We should have been arrested. If it's illegal, we should have been arrested. And the people that were elected to have the best interest of South Africans, they're not doing that. Instead, they are helping foreigners from Chinese, whites, some of the Ethiopian guys, you know, my friend, you know, and black people. You know, they are coming here to benefit from the benefits that were fought for by our forefathers, our uncles that died for the struggle. You understand, my brother? So now, we don't care what they call us. We are not bothered what they call us. They can call us name, but we are going to stand firm. We can be threatened. We are going to stand firm in what we're doing.
Okay. I'm wearing this because you are my guest. And I love the idea. And I think, and because I know, you can still do what you are doing and still love African people.
Correct.
Because people confuse the two.
Correct.
I am often accused by yourselves to say, I stand for foreigners. Of course, I stand for them. Like the same way I stand for them. So I want to understand, is this available on retail? Do you sell this? Is this the way of you generating money for your organization? Because it's non-profit, meaning some cash injections must come in for you to run errands.
Correct.
So what is the purpose of this?
Okay, the purpose of this is for us to be visible. Okay. You know, and we must be identified, because there are criminal elements that can come using Kasi People First.
Oh, okay.
So we are selling the t-shirts.
Okay.
But now selling the t-shirts, because remember, you need resources to go and fight.
Yes.
Because you need to fight legally. Because to get a point where we're going to get arrested.
Yes.
We need to fight in a manner that we have security that are going to guard us in what we're doing. So now we have to have resources. And if there's anyone who's willing to help with resources, we don't want money.
Sure.
Don't give us money. Help us with resources to fight these departments that are not doing right. Because we need to audit Home Affairs. Home Affairs must be audited. because now we're going to elections very soon. Us going to elections, how many foreigners are in our country that have received IDs? And now when they've received IDs, they know that this political party, we know that they are for us. You know? So now we have to, we're actually going to come for Home Affairs. We're going for Home Affairs.
Is that a slight allegation?
It's not a slight allegation, Baba.
Yeah.
It's happening.
So you reckon, let me speak for Julius Malema and his EFF, for
Yes.
example. They are advocating for foreign nationals to come into the country by any means possible, or by creative ways, as they say. You reckon that they are drumming up this support because there are some foreign nationals who have IDs and they would obviously vote for them? Is that what you think?
Obvious.
You know, my brother. That one is straightforward.
Yeah, I don't want you to. I want you
that
to
one is
put it straight.
straightforward.
Ibiao.
The way Julius Malema, he filled up FNB, 60% of those people were foreigners.
Ikolisa.
I'm telling you,
Orlando Stadium, yeah.
it was foreigners, because a brother of mine who is in the EFF,
Yes.
naye le nto leyo manje yaze nimphathisa inhloko athi yazi mfethu bokugcwele ibhari eziphuma ngaphandle
Yes.
supporta lo muntu. That's why it was easy to fill up the stadium. We don't hate our brothers,
Yes.
but we hate their acts in our country.
Sure.
You understand? And if we're going to say open borders, let them first fix their countries.
Okay. I understand that one of fixing countries, because I think you and I are speaking the same thing. So let me do this. I asked the Dudula guy, how many non-African people have you confronted, or have you give them your negative energy to say what you are doing is wrong? I'll give an example. You know, the Chinese,
Sure.
the Eastern people,
Sure.
they do a lot of wrong things in our country.
All the time.
Do you confront them?
Definitely.
Okay.
This past weekend, we were at China Mall in Johannesburg.
Okay.
We have to first do a survey,
Yeah.
you know, because we can't just go and shoot, because now
Yes.
they've got money, they're going to make the SAPS to come and arrest us. So we have to go and do a survey.
Yes.
You know, mongena lapha lapha tikunika ikhwapha kuphela. Mongena nje kunika ikhwapha nje uyazi dawo lapha kunika ikhwapha. Kuyagezwa la South Africans bayageza puti.
Yes.
You understand? So we went in there, we could see from security when you enter the gates, it's foreigners. You can see even these Chinese.
Yeah.
They don't even have papers.
Yes.
You could tell, no, this one they don't have papers. You know? And we're gonna come for them. You know why the focus is more on our brothers? I'm gonna come to non-Africans.
Yes.
You see, our brothers, they've flogged in so much that they've covered the space that is supposed to benefit your regular matriculant.
Oh, so you're saying we are competing for the same bread with our foreigners, and that is where you are concentrating. Maybe you are prioritizing your energy there.
Yes.
Because they're eating the same bread as you.
Yes.
The others may not be eating the bread directly, but you are coming.
Let me tell
Because I want to see because they will point to you and say, but you are only targeting Zimbabweans. What
Let
about?
me tell you something about
Sure.
all these foreigners. Be it Nigerians, be it Zimbabweans, be it Congolese, be it from Lesotho, Malawi.
Sure.
We do have the Zamazama again.
Sure.
We know what
They
they're
tell
famous
that-
of.
yes.
We know what they do.
Sure.
Even the Malawis.
Okay.
Those are the rats, they go underground.
Sure.
And then you have your cash in transit, Zimbabweans. They flock here, they don't have ITS, they're not documented, they commit crime, they flee. They come here, they do domestic violences, housebreaking, they rape, they kill. They flee away.
So you're saying those perpetrators don't live in South Africa? They come for gigs, they get job, they go back.
Some they do live in Hebrew.
Okay.
Remember there was this other fashionable one, the churches in the field here. He bragged that he'll buy the Reverend Samka, the pastor there.
Okay.
Those pagan churches, you know them.
Yes.
Yeah, he bragged, but he got arrested here in Johannesburg in a catch and transit with a shootout during the shootout with the cops. He was one of those who was killed there. It's not like we're talking something that is a hearsay. It's not a hearsay. It's a fact. And then you come to those who are documented. Those who are documented, they do not bring skill here. We're talking about people who are waiters, who are gardeners. Those are common jobs meant to fill on South Africans, ordinary South Africans. They are domestic workers. Now recently I'm going to show you a picture here of a man who disguised as a woman. And then that guy, he was employed after employed. He did what humans can't do. He slept with the children, impregnated the children. Only to find it's a man, it's not a woman.
Ish.
From where? You know your point, Wanaputine. You want to understand why the main focus on Africans and non-Africans. We're coming for those.
Okay.
You know, the non-Africans, you'll never find the Chinese as a waiter.
And that's a job that you reckon South Africans must work.
Yes. No. Look. It's a basic source of income. It's not a professional work. It's not. It doesn't require a skill. You just train somebody. So now Chinese, what happens that they're sitting in one area and they're focusing on what they're doing. They are imports. You know, they're focusing on their imports that they bring in. They come and resell them in our country. You know, so now that is the difference with the Chinese, the whites, the Indians. Now with our fellow brothers, when they get here, they tell us we are lazy. You know, they say South Africans are lazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They say South Africans are lazy. They say we don't want to work. Remember, we were generous to accommodate them in our space, thinking that we're going to fight this white monopoly capital. Together. You know, by us saying, no man, fellow brother, come in. You know, my brother, can make an example. If somebody, your cousin, from Ekaslago, azazohlala la kwakho makahleli la kwakho ifridge igcwele wena wo uthenga igrosa la mara uyokudla ukudlela ukumuntu la endlini, wouldn't you react to that behavior?
I would.
You would. Now
and misbehave. And
now we are actually reacting to say, you guys, you everywhere. You know, and you've got the audacity to tell us that we are lazy, while you guys are the modern slaves in our own country. You are modern slaves. You are cheap labor. You fear to go into your own country and fight your country. You see, South Africa, the government will never do anything to us as South Africans. Let them try.
Hold it there. So I'm gonna pause a bit and then I'm gonna play Umar Johnson, where he speaks something in that line. Let's pause 3, 2, 5.
This is what pushes xenophobia in Africa, South Africa.
They do, but a lot of the xenophobia, and it's not justifiable, but a lot of the xenophobia is economically related, because what happens is you live in South Africa. Right. He lives in Namibia, hypothetically. Right.
It's the classes you mean?
No, stay with me.
Yeah.
So you are boycotting your job because y'all want higher pay. So they come to Namibia and tell you, get me 100 Namibians, come to South Africa, we need y'all to break this protest. You hungry, you got kids to feed, so guess what you do? You come across national lines and you break the South African protest. Now you just gave birth to that xenophobia. Why would you bring your black ass to my country and sabotage my fight for better pay? You see that? Okay. So a lot of the xenophobia in Africa is economically related. It's the white man, again, putting black people against black people. It's the same thing they do over here with us. It's no different.
He says the problem with foreigners into South Africa is that they come to South Africa. If two of you agree that to come and work at digital photography studios, you need 500 per month. You agree. and it's a sectoral agreement, this is what you agree. Namashiane, I can come here, if I'm a foreigner, to say 500 per month, no, give me 200. The employer will take me, because you guys are demanding more. And Umar Johnson identifies that as a problem amongst Africans. So I always say to Africans, why don't we look at this way? I have your issues, and I've had your anger, in fact. What is the solution? Where do we go?
You see, the problem is the current government that has failed, the government of the ANC.
Okay.
It has failed dismally. There's nothing good that they've done besides to give us problems. Yeah, they failed dismally. So now, what we need the society of South Africa, we need South Africans, they must stand up. They must stand up and make this country to stand still.
Shut down, Mos.
Yeah.
Hard lockdown.
Let's start all over. Let the country stand still and understand that the government is us. Not those that we put in power. It's us. Now, if we put these people out of power, because I'll be honest with you, you can't trust these politicians, all of them.
And understand where I come from. So South Africans are saying, we love what this guy is saying, and it's very good. But we had it before with Nhlanhla Lux. He came, he bashed politicians, Jiggy go lada. So please explain, are you not going to change once they start giving
Can I get in?
Sure, please come.
I'm a Sobuke scholar.
Yeah.
Me now would say, when we partake in this particular cause, it is because of things that are happening in our communities that touched us. You get a person who's a graduate, their moms maybe or dads or parents, they're destitute. But with a little pain that they have, they send the kid to university, they pass, they come, they idle after finishing.
Sure.
It's another graduate.
Sure.
They go by the corners with their qualifications not working.
Sure.
And then you get some Mambara deployed from a certain political party. He's deployed, incompetent in office, doing mistakes now and then.
Yes.
No accountability. A graduate is right there. So then, what I was saying, we do not put our hope, we do not pin our hopes into individuals. Even if it only leaves, this cause will continue. Because now, if the cause remains with us, we still have to teach others, or others who are going to join us. They'll know here they're here for the cause, not for the gain. That is why, City, even if you give us your money, we'll take it and buy and assist our fellow South Africans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Business solutions.
I just wanna add on what he said. Remember, we don't live our lives on material things.
Okay.
I'm doing well for myself.
Okay.
I'm okay financially.
Oh, sharp.
Yeah, I'm grand, man.
Sure.
Ne? But I'm was waiting grand because I'm not grand. Ne? I'm not a slave for money. If unembers are your conscience,
yes,
ne? You live by it. You have to understand that should I take that money, ne? I've sold my soul to the devil. Remember, one day all of us are going to be accountable to God for everything that we did on this earth. Now, my purpose, it's godly driven. I'm going to say, I know a lot of people say, yeah, but you hated, I never said I hated them.
Yes.
I never said I hated them. So now, if you're going to talk about Nhlanhla Lux, I heard him last. This thing is not about Nhlanhla Lux and what you does. It's about the purpose or the fame. It's about the purpose. It's about we continue from what our Christian have left off.
The audience is going to call you Nhlanhla Lux. No, and you can't run away from there.
No.
I know it's unfair, but they're going to call you Nhlanhla Lux.
Like they're going to call me names like how we started.
Yes.
They can call me maybe Nhlanhla Lux wanna be. You understand? But let the work that God wants me to do to happen.
Sure.
You see, if one day people say Utolisa or Tembile, the tone has changed. Now he's sounding different because
Like
I
that really.
yeah, I heard him last time, the gentleman that you're talking about. Hey man, he could not make sense, man. He spoke, but he could not make sense. I was like, aye.
You can't find him. Yes.
You understand? So now, we deal with raw purpose. Because if, the word of God says, I will punish you by the dues of your parents. You see, if you understand that thing.
Sure.
My actions now may be lying to South Africans. Ne? If it does not hit me now, if I'm lying with what I'm doing, it's going to hit my kids.
Sure.
You know, there's a gentleman that I listen to, Miles Monroe. He says, if you're successful, you must leave a successor. Now, for me to be successful, I must do things in honesty. You see, your principles and your ethics, ne? They must be the first things that drive your purpose. But now, if you drive your purpose on wearing Gucci, Louis Vuitton, I'm not saying there's something wrong when you do things. You understand? And you're driving all the expensive cars to show off, you know, to say, yeah, no. The purpose is that you need to build generational wealth. Build generational wealth. Building generational wealth, you as a person first.
Yeah.
You must be honest with yourself first.
You must own land.
If we're lying, I put it out there. May God punish me and may God kill me.
Sure.
To sum it up, or to add, Captain, I wonder Deuteronomy 28, verse 43 to 44. It says, foreigners who live in your land. I'm sure you know that.
I know it. They must respect.
Yeah, the foreigners who live in your land will have more power than you.
They're going to topple you one day.
Yeah. And they'll have money to lend you whilst you don't have. And when they have money and you don't have, there will be your rulers. This is what happening with my friends. My friends are able to borrow community some monies, machonis, and then give them some groceries, rotten groceries. And Makoko will go there after pension and pay for that rotten groceries because people must eat at the end of the day.
I wanted solutions and you guys dragged, and I don't want to interrupt you. So South Africa is playing Nigeria. On a lighter note, there are South African females who are called jollofinas because they eat jollof rice. Do you find it problematic in the course of what you guys are pursuing that we have made relations with foreigners? Because when we intermarry, that's the purpose of intermarrying, to create relations. What you are saying is not palatable to every South African because other females and other males already have made relations with these foreigners and it's family to them. What is your weight to them?
You know.
And is it a problem what they did?
For me, it is.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
So you don't encourage South African women to date and have kids and get married?
Yes. They're messing up our culture of South Africa. You see, if they love these Nigerians and all of, let them go with them to their countries. Let them, you see, you'll never find a South African man gallivanting. South African members turn applicate. And South African men,
okay.
So now, for me, if my sister I'm in love with a Nigerian, you need to tell me something. With so many South African handsome men, hard-working South African men, you just decide which way now. You are what you. Okay, look at the.
You hate these people.
I love them.
Get tough love.
I love, yes.
Tell me, you love these people.
My brother, I'll tell you one thing. Mina, I'm humanitarian.
Okay.
To be honest.
You love everyone.
Yeah. But I don't want to be taken advantage of because of my human need. So I think the Constitution itself, somehow it compromises us as to say, especially the South African human rights, it compromises us a lot because it's them who create a loophole for these people. Even when we chase them, they'll go to the Helen Susman
Foundation
quarters and go and squatter there.
Okay, sharp. So
I have problem with those people because
in
their
short,
country,
you don't hate them.
I don't hate them, but they must go fight for their own country.
All right, it's
because they used to say Zimbabwe used to be the bacon of Africa.
Yes.
They must go fight like us. Tina, we fought here.
Yes.
And then when we went to but I just want to be specific.
Sure.
Pela, MK is not the only liberation struggle whatsoever that went abroad.
Sure.
Yeah. We have your Azanla, we have your PEC, your APLAs. APLA people were gunned down in Tanzania when they protest, but here, foreigners, they do have rights, they picket and protest here. Yeah. Tina, we used to stay in the camps in Zambia,
sure,
in Angola,
yes,
in Tanzania,
yes,
in Swaziland.
Sure.
Those were the major countries that hosted South African war veterans. These other countries, like in Zimbabwe, Mugabe will tell you straight, we have our own problems. South Africa must solve their own problems. Yeah. Except you, also our neighbor here, Machel.
Mozambique.
Yeah, a little bit he helped.
Yeah.
Yeah. These Botswana, they were coerced by the British to suppress us. In Lesotho is lately, it was infiltrated. So most of our cadres, they did not flee here around here. It was just a purchase to get to another countries. You understand? So these people here, they have to be controlled and be regulated, but it's not happening.
Okay, let's go to the business solutions. Number one, what then are you going to do? I'm just giving an example. Gayton Mackenzie wins. He says, tomorrow I'm deporting. Will you guys offer your services or logistic services?
I support Gayton Mackenzie. I support Gayton Mackenzie.
Sure.
You see Gayton? You see that man? You know, I support him 110%. I support him. If, in actual fact, we want to be in partnership, working with people that are willing to have the best interest of South Africans first. We are willing. I mean, definitely.
So these guys leave. These guys that you don't want, they leave. Do you think South Africans can occupy the jobs?
Okay. Before they came into our country, who built South Africa? Who were the slaves?
Yeah.
Who were the slaves at the time of apartheid? Who built South Africa?
South Africans, Mozambicans, Zimbabweans, people from Zaire,
not
Angola, Botswana, Mozambicans, all of us built.
Now let me teach you, my brother.
Sure, please do.
Maybe because I'm the oldest.
Yes.
My brother, don't count these other people. These people who were the spokespersons of Africa, especially SADC. The people you are counting. Yes, the mentions from Mozambique, you can say, because some of these people, they are doing odd jobs like shoe repairs and all that. And you find them spraying their cars. We never had a problem. But when the influx of the foreigners, like those you've just mentioned, came here,
yes,
that's when the crisis started for us. We never knew drugs in the 80s here in South Africa. Even in the early 90s, we never knew drugs. But these people, they came. Look at the complexion of the youth here.
South African youth.
It's like we're living in a horror movie.
Zombies.
Yeah. Round turns only. You've been marked every day.
Yes.
Every day.
So
you go to Johannesburg CBD, you'll never open your window half. There'll always be someone who'll snatch your phone there.
So if someone were Nyaupis were to show you Kisela's name and Saka at house number 27, would you guys go?
Yeah.
Be prepared.
Sisaban.
And it's an idea.
You'll go to the house. You'll go to the house. You'll find that house Kia EFF member, and then he will call the red overalls. They will arrest you. You'll have a criminal case like Nkata Lax has.
You see,
because it started exactly like that.
You see, my brother, there's this thing called citizen arrest. Because our police are not doing anything. You know, they're not doing anything. So what must we do? My brother, we're ready to get arrested. We're ready to be killed. But let me tell you something. You kill one of our members, and the government does nothing about it.
I'll come after you.
We'll come for all of them. You see, already we're getting threats.
Yes.
You see,
Please read out the threat.
you see the threats.
Which phone is it?
Yeah, it's that one. You
All
see
right,
the threats.
I want you to read it out. Then we'll display it here for the audience.
Calls.
Look, I've been getting calls from Zimbabwe. I've got more than 50 Zimbabweans here.
Yes.
So now this guy, okay, let me see. They even swear me. Like, why do you, one of them said, why do you threaten your fellow Africans here in Europe? We work peacefully and you can get a job according to your qualification. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with that? Fine. That one is actually light. I want to get, there's one that is, I know, would take, the more they threaten, now. Okay, let me see this one. I want the one that is more. Yeah, okay. Yeah, when I'm funding, I saw your video trending on social media, threatening Zimbabweans and other foreigners to be fired in their job. Who the hell are you to say such things as racist? You don't own South Africa. South Africa is for Africans. Anyone can work in your bloody country. Don't ever stop or threaten any foreigner. You have no right to do such a thing. Mind your own business. In my own country, I'm being told I must mind my own business.
I want you to screen grab it immediately and then send it to me because we're gonna play it here, so people don't think we're.
Okay, maybe we're bluffing. I wanna get no. There's a lot, man. I wanna get. If you can allow me.
Yeah.
I can read quite a few.
No, but if you don't find them, it's fine. That's me.
Yeah, that's what I'm sending it to you.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I just wanna find another one. Hey, man, bang to that I want. And then the more bang tuga, the more bang shangis.
Timena now next lap.
No, I need to utkoli kahle. He's the spokesperson. He's the coordinator.
All right, sure.
I wanna just get there's a crucial one, man.
Because I want you to read it out.
Okay. I'm gonna read it out.
No, so much.
Yeah.
There's plenty actually.
I just want is told about on the bank watches. Oh, here's one of the guys. So I was bored yesterday, I had to entertain. So now Ote, when I'm soon, do you have metric?
Even.
Ne? Ote, you can swear as much as you want to. You won't lose. We won't lose in our country. In our country, my foot. Sila. We're not going anywhere. Trying to seek cheap political mileage. Okay. Failed business people wanting to come back. Uzonya wena, msunga nyoko. Nazla.
Yeah.
Long okay, continue. Okay, uti hours, you have nothing when I'm soon. That's a white monopolized economy who owns Debonairs. You are scared of Robert and Oppenheimer, yet pretend to have the courage to speak about Zimbabweans. Go to Sentin with your stinky attitude and say hours.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
You'll send them to me, ne?
Yeah.
And then I'll display them here for everyone to see.
Yeah, but
I always say with such, do you think there's a chance for reconciliation? If these people were to have a dialogue in South Africa, say, guys, let's down and have a dialogue. Let's have a dialogue, an Imbizo or whatever they say, minding Imbizo.
Sure.
Let's sit down. We call the minister, we call whoever it is from Spaza Shops. If it's a men's conference of a week, it's fine. And then we sit, we talk. Would you be able to talk? Or you go to a point that I don't want to listen to anything?
We'll talk after they are gone first.
Marakri, we want to
Not
talk.
Let me correct you.
We can talk and then we decide which ones are
correct
moving.
you, my brother.
Sure.
Isn't that these people have embassies?
Yes,
people who
they do.
represent them. If we have to negotiate, we have to talk to the embassies.
Sure.
You'll never go to Canada direct and just go there. Yeah, you have to go through South African embassy, and then they must know that you're coming. You know very well how do they come to South Africa. You remember what PA did? They went December, the whole of December, they went to stop them. Crossing
Operation
the
Deport went as well.
Yeah. Lot of things they are crossing there, stolen cars, stolen goods.
What's the solution?
Then the solution is one. The South African government, they must fasten security. and they must start employing the youth. Children, when they pass their matric, for the first year, that year gap, they must go to military.
Yes.
So that they will guard the borders.
Yes.
Because in fact our security is very weak. So they are taking advantage.
You know, one of the solutions, currently our government can be our solution. We are our own, South Africans, they are their own solutions. We need to go back on the ground. When I say on the ground, where we get to debonaires, we're actually going this week to finalize what we were doing last. So on the ground means that Mina Tembile and the youth that is not working, we go to all these shops that are owned by white monopoly capitalists that have employed this cheap labor.
Marginalizing our
We
youth.
go them and we give them CVs. Here are this is a start. Remember, we're just hitting it's just a drop on the ocean, but there must be change. So now we're going to take these CVs with our youth and unemployed uncles and aunties, mothers and fathers. We go with them. Restaurant. We go there and say, here are CVs that people are from South Africa. Here is the constitution, or here is the law of labor law, to say these are the rates in terms of this industry. You understand, my brother? That's one of the solutions, and that solution is going to happen. It's going to happen.
They say no.
Yeah?
They say no, I don't want to talk to you.
They won't operate. They will not operate.
Stopping them from operating
Yes.
is illegal.
How so? So now, you're telling me that this government is going to come and arrest me while they
will tell you it's extortion. You
Extortion
want them
of what?
to operate based or because you're putting them under duress to hire your people, even when they say they've got their own processes.
No. We're not saying we are forcing them. What they're doing, before the government can come and make noise, we're going to say, firstly, before you make noise to us, before you make noise to us, first deal with these ones, then you deal with us after.
The law doesn't work that way.
There is a new proposed amendment of the Employment Service Act.
Sure.
Yeah. Which dictates that a business should hire more South African. In a quarter of a scale of 1 to 10, South African is supposed to be 8 or 7.
Okay.
Then others will be 3. They'll share in that margin or that scale. Yeah, it's written. Then you will make researches, because what I'm saying is quoted.
The reason I'm worried. The reason I'm worried is there are lots of statements coming from ministers of how it should happen. They even say Spaza Shops are not supposed to be run by, but they are happening, and that's what I'm worried. I'm talking about in what law? Because there's a Spaza Shop down here.
Sure.
Spaza Shop. Go and ask them. Once you do that, you are affecting food for the people who visit there. And those people will be fighting you. And those people are South Africans.
Yeah,
how do we stop us not fighting while you are getting solutions?
Okay. Before, now we're going to enforce it. And we will make sure what Spaza Shop are regulated.
Sure.
I think you're going to taxi and organization about pass by.
Sure.
Yeah. Like we were Santiago or whatsoever.
Yes.
We're going to regulate Spaza Shop.
Yeah.
And these other informal businesses, we're going to relocate them. Because you find an Ethiopian guy in the CBD right in Pretoria running a restaurant or a liquor store, but he does not have paper. But because of it, he's giving bribes to a certain commander of a particular station, police station, particular police station.
Sure.
He'll always be left off the hook.
All right. In Zimbabwe, let me show it here. So in Zimbabwe, it is illegal for foreigners to go into a market that is closed for, it's earmarked for them. And
even here?
Yes, and they have efforts to do it. In South Africa, it's almost the same. The reason I use the word almost is, as a South African and majority of those who are listening, we actually get to a point where we don't know. Cyril Ramaphosa was kissing them yesterday
He's a sellout, that one.
So we end up.
He's a sellout.
All he said is that he wanted a shirt, and if what is it that he can sell? Do they have permit to? You understand? So we get to a point where we don't know. I mean, Gayton Mackenzie was flabbergasted. We end up not knowing, or are Spaza Shops legal or not illegal? What paper says these foreign nationals must not operate?
So now.
So you'll end up doing it, and then you get into trouble with the law.
You know, my brother, man. Our battle is tough as South Africans. It's very tough. The act is there. It says for you to come into our country, you must minimum invest 5 million. The Spaza Shop is not 5 million. You know, you're coming back to Spaza Shops and so on. You know that's why as Gasi People First we had to wake up. That's why we are Gasi People First. We had to say, no man, we are revolting now. 9-9. Now we are revolting now.
Sure.
We are not playing. We're revolting. You see this one? It's a revolution, my brother. A revolution, it has to fight the law. It's the job of the revolution because the people of the country are not happy. Now, Spaza Shop is one of our programs. A lot of things. We're just working on getting resources so that we can fight. With Spaza Shops, we are going to close them. We're going to wait for the police to come when we've closed the Spaza Shops.
Sure.
You see, right now, the law has failed us. We are going to close those Spaza Shops. We're going to start in our area. You see Katlehong, Togoza, Katoras region. Agna Spaza Shop, Agna Kula, Agna my friend, Agna Ethiopian. Kula Square Code. Agna Asgoma. Katlehong spread.
Yeah.
Togoza. Oh, yeah, I'm going to put. I swear to God. My brother, let me tell you something. In Katlehong, I think it was 2-3 years ago, they were chased out. They hired in car. We are aware of those things.
Yeah.
And guys were killed over it.
So there's a gentleman, let me just do a case. There's a gentleman because Gasi People First, there are obviously people who want you to go and do launches wherever they are. They'll be interested. I know this gentleman from Kasiaka. I don't want to mention his name because I do not get permission.
Okay.
So his house was burnt and his car was burnt. And he alleges it's people who work with Spaza Shop people who were hired to do that to him. And it was painful for him when he said it. And I want to understand, for a person like him, and he's in the media space like me, to render support for him, what is it that you guys are going to do? Because, like you just said,
sure,
there are people who are eating from these people, and when you shake them, you are disturbing these people. The protection fees and stuff. How are you going to support this?
You know, my brother.
Is it sustainable?
I would like not to reveal
your modus operandi,
our strategy.
Yes,
because we're going to be exposing our programs.
Okay, no, it's
but
fine.
What we can do, we can meet up with the guy. We sit down. We understand what happened.
Yes.
And what do the police do? Remember now, we have to go through the process and understand. Then from Tina, we'll see what the intelligence said, what is it going to do with it.
The whole of South Africa loved Kolani. And Kolani in front of all of us in South Africa. Mfana wa Tempisa, Mfana East Rand, bamufaka kafasa bus. And one of his suspects died. And now his career is almost over.
It happened in Katlehong.
So we love you, we see you, but for how long? Because we are worried. Because you're upsetting people's food. For how long?
Let get in, Captain.
Sure.
We want to go revolution if I
Sure.
And Joban, I've alluded before, Guti. This time, I get go umuntu oil later he change except for team. There'll never be anything for us without us. It's us who feel the pain, and it's us who will remedy the situation.
Okay.
That guy, he knew when he goes there, that person might swallow or consume the substance and die. So it's not Kolani's fault.
Yeah.
Yes, the causal chain, it says if he did not go there, that guy wouldn't have swallowed the substance. But that guy was fighting crime. and under the auspice of the SAPS.
Yes.
Because when his operations were successful, it was also successful to them.
Yes.
So when the guy commits suicide, then they put the blame. That's what South African government is good at. They always want someone to be compromised.
The alleged popular view is that Xolani was sabotaged. You also believe that?
Sure.
He was sabotaged. Because remember, even Pegeka, the stated category is to say, he's not a cop. And you never hear from him. Gandhi, what he should have done, he should have consumed Xolani into CPF.
Yes.
And hear him and source information from him. Where do you get the information? That's when you see that the intelligence of South African agencies is dead. NIA is no more of it. Before, there was NIA, but now there's no NIA.
Because keep political and monitoring team.
Sure.
No.
Yeah, everything is all about politics.
Yeah.
If when you are my political competitor, I'll send the hawks. Yeah, just to destroy you.
All right, guys, now I'm done. Is there anything that you wanted to say? Because I spoke about solutions. Maybe you don't want to reveal a lot of things now because strategy sometimes must be hidden.
Yes.
So I understand that. So townships, Sesheo, Mbalenhle, Galishiwi, Mangaung, Butabelo, people who want to work with you guys or who want to get what you guys do to go and repeat and multiply, what is it that they must do? They already have your contact, but if you want to share, I can put it on the screen.
He's a national coordinator.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he oversees most of the operations.
You know, firstly, I want to say we'll make ourselves available.
Okay.
You know? But what I want to emphasize into our South African brothers and sisters, our uncles, our mothers, our grandfathers, youth, please stand up. Don't fear.
Veterans.
Because fear is an obstacle of your success.
Yes.
Do not fear. Do not fear. Stand up and be firm.
Salute.
When they want to reach us, they must be people that know what they want. Because we're using our own resources.
Yes.
If Seshego is gonna call me to come, I'm using my own resource to come there, and I want to help my people, and my people I know they want to help me for us to build a better South Africa for the next coming generation and the current generation. So now we are available. Look, you'll share our contacts.
Sure.
You can share our contacts. We don't want when you come, they will come for one person.
Yes.
At least minimum 5.
Yes.
Sometimes you don't need 100 people to fight a war. But at least minimum 5. Or we can meet 3 who to say, look, we've got people that are pending. Remember, what you're doing as your podcast also, interviewing us, you're also conscientizing South Africans.
Yes.
You are sharing information when umsebenzi omuhle mfethu.
Ngiyabonga.
Uyasinceda nathi ukuthi we make South Africans to wake up and stop being narrow-minded, because the government actually it killed our people to make so many promises that were never fulfilled. The only benefits that this government gave us is drugs, foreigners, you know, a lot of things. But to all South Africans, please, 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 please wake up. Our country is going. You are going to be ruled by foreigners if you don't take a stand.
Thank you, Brati.
Yeah,
In closing.
One of my brother, you can even go to Kwaga. A lot of my friends there.
Yes.
These Asian guys.
Yeah.
So mine is to say, the South African people, they should stop, in fact, they should stop applying the wheelbarrow approach. The wheelbarrow approach, it's a wheelbarrow go push.
Oh.
Yeah, they have to be proactive. They must start being proactive. They must act. That is why now you will get the assault, offensive assault held at us as to say we are lazy.
Sure.
Because of such people who are creative but unable to initiate. So they must stop this wheelbarrow approach. And the cops, they should stop the fire brigade approach. Whereby when there is crime, They only respond after hours.
Yes.
Yeah, they must go down and go back to basics. Investigate before the crime is perpetrated.
Sure. Kolisa, the last one. People want to know what happened in that case at Debonairs.
Okay. What happened there? There's a young man who was employed under Debonairs in Sky City in the Eastern Ekurhuleni. Now, this young man, we got the information that he was fired, unfair dismissal. Because, you know, it's a process to go to CCMA and so on. So now, he needed a solution to the problem that he had. So now, what happened is that the bike that he was using to do deliveries, that bike, it kept on breaking down. Sometimes he had to push it to Debonairs.
Sure.
And now he he informed the manager, this bike, it keeps on breaking. It needs service. Certain things I need you to fix. Now, this guy has been complaining about so many times. Now, the manager said, you know too much. You know too much of your rights. You know too much. You don't want to work. You know too much. And he was just fired instantly. 2 guys actually were fired at the Debonairs Sky City.
And we're going to reinstate them.
We're going back there.
Okay, and they were fired by a Zimbabwean manager.
They were fired by a Zimbabwean manager.
2 South Africans.
2 South Africans.
And then, did you get to resolve it? Did you lodge a case with CCMA?
So now, we first requested, there's another organization that is working in our community. So now, remember, you need to respect certain protocols.
Yes.
You know? So I end up engaging with a gentleman who works around with that shopping center. I informed him and I said to him, request a meeting with Debonairs, because remember also we need to get Debonairs' side of the story properly.
Sure.
Get Debonairs to have a meeting with us. You know, this was last week. The following day after the incident happened. The gentleman informed Debonairs. I called him the day after. But brother, what's happening? Debonairs is not coming back. Debonairs said, no, we'll come back to you. So basically, we don't know. Actually, it's the arrogance of these wealthy white monopoly guys.
Oh, so actually they want to test you on if you can actually close the center or not.
You know what they want to do? They want us to do a criminal activity so that they arrest us.
Okay.
And now we're going to Qatar because that dependence, it belongs to the Taxi Association. It belongs to Qatar, Greater Alberton Taxi Association.
How?
No, business people from Qatar.
Yes.
Yeah, they contributed towards the franchise.
Oh, it's
their franchise.
Is it not a white man's?
Franchise are white men's business, but you buy most franchise.
Oh,
and told who to employ.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, no, Kalebo, thanks for coming, man. South Africa needed to understand the story, and let's hope you come back. Any predictions? I'll start with you, Tim, and come in. Any predictions for 2024 elections? Who would you want to win?
Yeah, it goes with for the saying. Obviously, in fact, we want PH to win.
Okay.
But we tend to see, because you see there's a new party now. Is coming with loads and loads of trucks. We don't.
But
know.
the party has not said anything. Maybe the party doesn't want illegal foreigners as well, but they are just not saying. We don't know its leadership. We don't know anything.
No, I don't know their ideology to say.
But at least
because
for now.
even their leadership is still hidden from the masses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like now we're going to compete. This pogo.
Yes.
We only know Zoom. We only know Zoom. The rest we don't know them.
Okay.
Me, Patriotic Alliance.
All the way.
Yeah.
Because at least they told you what they want to do.
And they're not afraid.
Yes. This is what we'll do if you vote for us.
You know, I had hoped for others, but when they say open the borders, I'm like, I'm not.
So,
One more thing.
Sure.
To all South Africans, please pray for us.
Tell them there.
Please pray for us.
Yes.
Pray for us.
And you must stop this tendency of you applying the wheelbarrow approach. Sukumanilwe. Ngafuna ukulwelwa.
Siyabonga.
800.
Thanks, my brother.
Ola.